Today we'll talk about feet in straps. So, feet in straps is the ultimate relaxation on reformer because you're medium springs and you're stretching your legs. It's really good for your back. And when you breathe, it's really relaxing for the mind. So, you're sitting down on the carriage. I'm going to bring the carriage back in and I'm going to add 2 red springs on the carriage, okay? Now, I don't have to bring up the foot bar, but it does make it easier. It's like a little kickstand when you put the feet in straps. So I'll show you. So you're gonna bring it up 1, 2, 3 notches on this reformer. Now, I'm gonna lie down and put my feet in the straps. So I have to adjust these straps. I always recommend that people do feet in straps one at a time. That's really important. So you're gonna lie down and you're gonna put your feet on the bar. You're gonna press the carriage away. Now catch the tension with one leg, say my left leg, and I'm gonna put my right foot in the strap. I'm going to push it on the diagonal to catch the tension, and then put my left foot in the strap. So this is the diagonal. Okay, this is a 45-degree angle toward the middle of the room or away from you. So you're trying to keep your core engaged and your hips heavy on the carriage because what you're doing is stretching the legs, which is really good for your back, but you're also building hip and pelvic stability. All right, so when you first do this, you might feel kind of rockety at the hips and pelvis. Don't worry, it gets much better. And adding the breath really helps. So you could also do a frog, feet in a V, and you're gonna bend the knees to a diamond. This is called bend and stretch on Pilates mat. And then when you do it on reformer, it's feet in straps, okay? So it's just bending, inhale, and I'm keeping my heels tightly together. I'm gonna exhale, squeeze to the diagonal again. Now the reason why I keep saying the diagonal is because a lot of times people bring their legs longer toward the floor if they're like hypermobile or super flexible, but then your rib cage pops. So the diagonal is where you want to stay when you press the legs away from the body, okay? So it's lift, breathe in, exhale, lower, and then Frogger is feet in a V, inhale, bend, exhale, stretch. Now, of course, you could do the famous circles. So you would raise, the feet are together, you raise the legs towards your chest, hips stay down, and you're gonna open in a V, and you pull around toward the diagonal, all right? So it's inhale, raise the legs towards you, hips heavy, exhale, breathe into that core as you circle out and around. So it's almost like you're drawing a little heart on the ceiling. Okay, so it's inhale and open, exhale. This is adductor stretch from a different angle. So my legs come in, my hips are heavy, hip and pelvis is heavy on the carriage, the moving platform, and I'm going to open the legs in a deep V and close. Now we typically do that 3 times and you exhale because you're trying to keep the carriage still. So you exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. One more time, breathe out, inhale, and then you're gonna press the legs back away toward that diagonal. Feet in straps, your hips and pelvis are nice and heavy on the carriage. You're exhaling as you press the legs away from the body because you want the core muscles to activate when you push the arms and legs away. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then one more time, lift and lower. And we did Frogger, right? Feet in a V. It's breathe in, breathe out, 3. We'll try 3 of each. 2, and last 1. And then we did the circles. So we lifted up, we opened, and pull all the way back to the diagonal. So it's lift, open, around, inhale, exhale. Now, the adductor stretch is when you raise the legs up and you're just gonna open those legs in a deep V, okay? And it feels amazing And you're trying to exhale, hold the carriage nice and still when you do that. Now, of course, we could hold onto the straps to make you feel a little more secure. Bend your knees a little bit, and then you're just gonna go to happy baby. Okay, now happy baby on feet in straps feels amazing because it's not as hard on your back, all right? When you do happy baby or things with just your body weight, it's a real strain on your back when the arms and legs go away from the core. You know what I mean? If I did this with just the body, it's a lot harder. So you have the support of the feet in straps. So that's why feet in straps is so amazing. I guess feet in straps is an exercise and it's a singular. That's why it's so amazing in a nutshell, is because you've got the support of the spring tension, okay? So reformer, TRX, the weightlifting that I do, and the mat work are all safe and supportive for your body. And I've seen it time and time again. I work with all different conditioning levels, and it's just a really easy, fun way to exercise into your 50s and 60s, or really at any age. But give it a try. If you want to reach out, please send me a message and we'll connect. I'd love to tell you or teach you how to use this reformer at home so that you can actually feel strong in your day-to-day life. We can't forget Stag. You might often hear instructors call this exercise Peter Pan, because what you're going to do feet in straps is put your legs almost like a side lunge and then push the legs back together, and then you switch it. So this is an intermediate move, and here it goes. Again, 2 red springs, medium springage. I'm going to lie down carefully, 1 foot at a time. Put the feet in straps. Push the legs to the diagonal. Again, on the diagonal, my core is activated and my hips and pelvis are stable. So it's Peter Pan, push together. So 1 knee goes out to like 3 o'clock on clock. The other leg is out to 9 o'clock, and then you're pushing it back together at the same time. So you're trying to rock your hips unsteady. So it's always inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So I see a lot of people do Stag this way. They go from one side to the other, like they're doing a little jig, okay? But that's missing the point. When you go to this one way, you always want to meet in the middle, because again, that's where the core activation comes in. So it's inhale, hips and pelvis stay stable, breathe in, and breathe out. That's called Stag. Feels so good. And of course, we could go to the happy baby from there. Rock a little left to right, give your low back a little massage.